Super Bowl uses a super display. The internet runs out of internet addresses, and we have prices and a release date for the Motorola Atrix 4G phone and dock. That's coming up on Computability's Tech in the News for February 5th, 2011. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Tech in the News! I'm Scott Liberto, and I'm going to give you my opinionated Tech in the News for February 5th, 2011. But before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about our affiliate partner, IX Web Hosting. Now, IX Web Hosting is not like other web hosting companies. Now, they're awesome. What they do is they give you a personal hero. So you're assigned a personal hero, and they make sure everything is working. You're going to know your personal hero by name, which is unlike other companies. Usually you're just a number. Here, you actually get to meet a real human being. And their goal is to make you a happy IX customer. Now, they do this by assigning you somebody who knows what they're talking about. They speak clear English. They provide you with a 30-day money-back guarantee, 99% uptime, 24/7 quality support. So, for 25% off of IX web hosting packages, go to compute-ability.com/deals today. Thank you. So, it is Super Bowl weekend. I've got my Gatorade in the house, and so our first tech news story is going to be all about the tech behind the Super Bowl. Now, I'm a big geek, so I'm not really so interested in the game itself, but the tech is unbelievable. Now, this year they're going to do everything in HD, but I'm sure next year they're probably going to be doing the Super Bowl in 3D. But it's being done in Arlington, Texas, and they've got some really cool technology that they're using to actually produce this. Now, one of the things that I thought was super cool, and I tried to find one of the coolest things out there as far as the tech behind the scenes, and that is the big display screen. I'm going to go ahead and put that up here. Do we have it up there? Nope. There we go. Okay. So here's a display screen right there. It is gigantic. This thing costs $40 million. It's 72 feet high. It's 162 feet long. Now, it's a Diamond Vision board is what it is. And believe it or not, this thing weighs 600 tons. 600 tons! Now, I love technology, but man, is that a lot of technology. Now, it's got 30 million light bulbs. It's 25,000 square feet of total space. And it requires 2 production crews to do this because you have people facing one way and then you have people facing another. And so they've got 2 of these, and so what they do is they made sure that the displays are or they have a different production for each way that people are facing, so it doesn't look like people are running down the wrong side of the display when they're showing off what just happened on the screen. Also, at the heart of this architecture, there's 128 Hewlett-Packard blade servers. If you don't know what a blade server is, it's basically a plug-and-play thin blade computer, and it gets kind of put in, and they get put in racks, and they all work together. Also, there's 10 terabytes of HP storage area network. There's tons of Cisco routers, and there's 885 access points. And so, yeah, it's pretty impressive. Here's some of the technology right there. That's some of the servers. That's what they look like. This is one of the control stations where they're piecing everything together. Really cool. Also, here's a really great display. So you can see that they're watching the game, but they also have a giant TV set, like the biggest TV set you've ever seen in front of them. So really cool stuff. I mean, it's just ginormous, and it puts the Super in Super Bowl. So if you're going to be watching the Super Bowl this weekend, remember what I just told you. Look at some of the super tech that it takes to make this happen. Our second story comes to us from NASA and the Super Bowl. Now, how does NASA and the Super Bowl have anything in common? Well, it might be because during the Super Bowl they're going to be running some like an ad for the NASA Robonaut 2. Now, we had on an earlier story Robonaut 2, which is a robot that we are sending in space. It's not up in space yet. It's going to be going up on the next space shuttle. But let me see. I'm trying to find the date for that. But tomorrow they're going to be running a commercial where they're going to be showing off the state-of-the-art robot. It's made by General Motors and NASA, and so it's going to be part of the pregame on the Fox network. Now, this is a torso-only robot. It's going to be the first human-like robot ever. Now, there is a robotic arm, and we've known about the cannon arm on the space shuttle. It's the arm that pulls all the satellites and all the cargo out of the space shuttle. It's also the same one where they put a laser on the very end, and it goes around and searches for any kind of debris pits or any kind of problems on the space shuttle, any kind of lost tiles. But this robot is actually going to be able to climb around the space station and make it and allow the space station to be repaired or add things onto it. So it's pretty cool. So you've seen robots in the past, but this is the first one that's ever made it to like existence. And I've got some video here too. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. I've got video of here we go. I got it. This is the Robonaut in action, and it's actually moving around. So let's see if I can pull that over. This is actually the making of it. It took all these people to produce this. Sort of a fast motion. But I want to get into the actual robot itself and show you that. Here we go.
Astronauts live and work in space, where tasks aboard the International Space Station can be time-consuming and dangerous. Who will we turn to? NASA, in cooperation with General Motors, presents a Johnson Space Center production, the first robotic crew member in space, Robonaut 2. It travels to the space station this fall to give NASA a deeper understanding of human-robotic cooperation. Help is on the way. R2.
coming to a space station near you. Very cool stuff. I think we need more robots, and the funny thing is, this thing is called R2. We know R2-D2, so you may not get your D2, but you do have your R2, and that's a great beginning. Okay, so moving on, our next story comes to us. Look, there's no more vacancy. Sorry, no internet for you. No more internet addresses. IP4 has just run out. If you didn't know, there's a limit to how many internet devices can be put on the internet and addresses that can be assigned. And so that limit used to be theoretical, not anymore. The limit is now known. We've run out. We've doled them all out. We just got done doling them out just the other day. So big news. We now need to do something about it. Now, the original quantity of internet addresses were 4.3 billion. So, yeah, we used that up. But there's an answer. Instead of IPv6, there is IPv4, there's IPv6. Now, IPv6 allows for trillions, like 1 trillion addresses. Now that's a lot, and we've got to be doing the switching really soon, otherwise we're going to run out and we're going to be in trouble. So what's going to happen is we're going to be okay for now. You don't have to worry, the internet's not going to shut down or anything, but what will happen is we need to start building on the architecture, and we need to start getting ready for the IPv switch. And so what's happening is companies like Google and what was the other company? It was Google and Facebook are going to do a trial run where they're going to be running IPv6 for 1 day, and that day is June 8th, 2011. So, and on that day, they're going to they're going to check to see if there's any kind of trouble spots by running these addresses. And so, I guess we're going to be making the switch. We have no more vacancies, but we will have some vacancies in the near future. We just need to build a few more internet hotels. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, so our next story is about a Twitter workaround allowing Egyptians to get the tweets out of Egypt. Now, as our leading story last week, we told you that the internet was shut down in Egypt, and the Egyptians were trying to get their information out to the world. Well, lo and behold, this I can't pronounce his name, but I'm going to try. Ujwal, that's Ujjwal, Singh, S-I-N-G-H, was trying to figure out how to tweet without actually tweeting. So what he did was he made a website or technology to before he joined Google. It was just about to join Google, and he made a way where you could actually call in a tweet, and so it converted what you had to say, or it recorded what you had to say, and it sent it out in the form of a tweet, and it worked. Google got with this guy. They were able to get tweets out, and how many did they get out? They got out a certain number. Like the first day, they got out 2,900 spoken tweets the first day, and it had a few advantages because when you speak a tweet, you don't have to worry about 140 characters, and so it's kind of a cool thing. There was what was the name of it? I'm trying to find the name. I can't find the name. Oh yeah, it's called Speak to Tweet. So really cool that this guy, right before he started working for Google, he had this idea, and I think the guy got a bonus. I think he's going to be working for Google for a while. Anyway, really cool stuff. Now, something I'm really excited about. If you're following CES, there was a really cool phone that was released. And that phone is called the Atrix 4G. And the Atrix 4G is like the fastest, most super phone ever made. What makes it super? Well, and this is Super Bowl weekend, I'll tell you about this super phone. It's got a dual core processor. So instead of one processor, it's got two. So it's twice as fast as regular smartphones. It can render HD video on big screens, no problem. It's got a full 1 gigabyte of RAM. It also, it's got a high resolution 24-bit color. It's got a front and rear facing camera ability. It's got the ability to record in HD. And it works with 4G, of course. Now, it also has an extra large battery. The battery is 1,930 milliamps, which, if you don't know phones, that's a pretty darn strong battery. And it needs it because, as you can see right here, this is really cool. It's got the phone portion of it, but it also has a docking station. And that's not a laptop it's going into. It's actually a Motorola docking station. It's got no real electronics in it. The entire laptop is run from the phone itself. It's powerful enough to do that. And so we've been waiting for the prices and the availability and all that. It's just been announced. Pre-sales for this phone starts February 13th. So you ask, how much is this going to be? Well, the price is going to be $199 plus a 2-year contract for the phone itself. That's a pretty good deal. I mean, most phones, that's pretty much what you're going to be paying for, and it's available on AT&T. Now, the thing is, there's a little caveat here. If you want to get both the phone and the dock, you're going to be able to get the phone and the dock for $499, but you have to do it when you start your contract. So there's also a second thing you have to do too. You have to make sure that you buy the Data Pro plan and tethering add-on. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get both of them. If you buy the phone, if you start off and you spend the $200 with the phone and the 2-year contract, then you say, hey, I want to have the docking station, it's going to cost you $500. They're not going to go back on that. So it's really best just to go ahead and get everything all at one time. Also, there is another add-on. And if you're going to be having the ultimate phone, you may as well have the Motorola HD multimedia dock along with it. And what that is it comes with a Bluetooth keyboard, a mouse, and a remote control for an additional $189.99. So if you want to be the ultimate geek on the go, you want to have the latest and greatest operating system and the fastest phone out there. It's now available to you through AT&T. So let's see who's going to beat that phone. Now, I saw this phone demonstrated when they actually take the phone and they put it into the cradle. It works. I mean, you've got mouse control. You can type on the keyboard. You can do everything you can pretty much on a regular laptop. And since you have 4G, you're going to have basically cable speeds while you're around. Now, this is with AT&T. 4G is not available yet through them, but it will be soon enough. Now, finally, our last story. This is kind of a weird story here. Lovelyfaces.com. What does lovelyfaces.com have to do with why would that be in the news? Well, lovelyfaces.com is a website that decided to take web or the Facebook pictures and organize them in such a way that you can search for the faces that you like that are on Facebook for a dating agency. And I'm going to go ahead and show you. Oops, do we have that? Oh, I should have that. Hold on for 1 second. Nope, I do not have that picture. Well, let's just do a little workaround here. Hold on, guys. We'll have this up in 1 second. When there's a will, there's a way. There we go. Okay, this is the website. And what they do is, on the bottom here, you can see it's divided into easygoing women, funny women, mild women, easygoing men, funny men, mild men, smug men, sly men, climber men, smug women, sly women, climber women. And how do they divide these? Well, they use a facial recognition software to filter images by the expressions. And so perhaps I'm looking for mild women. So if I click on mild women, all of these women's faces have gone through facial recognition software to filter them. So this is what mild looking people are supposed to look like according to lovelyfaces.com. That's lovely-faces.com. So really weird. I guess that's going to come to us from the strange side of the internet. And just another example of people having too much time and too much web access. Anyway, that does do it for this episode of Tech in the News. And if I can find my scene, there we go. Please watch our videos on Mevio at compute-ability.mevio.com. Go to compute-ability.com. Watch all of our videos. Also, subscribe to us on iTunes, Zune Marketplace, and finally, always follow us on Twitter. We're at twitter.com/computability, all one word. Well, thanks for watching this February, what is today's date? February 5th episode of Computability. I'm Scott Liberto, and as always, happy computing, and we'll see you next week on the Computability Show.